Hi adventurers! Today we are going to be exploring ancient Egypt and the creepy world of scarab beetles. Linked to the god Khepri, they come in all different shapes and sizes and colours. If we have a look at this first one's black and it has an inscription down the middle and on the front. But it also has an inscription on the back, either a name or a little message. They can also be blue and shiny, and this is known as faience. And this one is just a simple scarab beetle design. They can also be a little bit more complicated or simple, however you want to do it. Now, you have a choice. You can either make an egg box one or a salt dough one. The choice is up to you, or you can be adventurous and make both. But let's start with the egg box. What you need to do is carefully cut down the middle or tear it, depending on what you want to do. If you're using scissors, have to say, be careful, make sure all those fingers are intact. And we're going to concentrate on this section. So carefully take scissors, cut around, watching those fingers at all times. You might need an adult to help you. It can be a little awkward. And then what you need to do is to start to get our shape. So you take your thumb and to the nail and just cut off a little bit to help it stand up. And then our tab at the back, you need to make sure that this fits the same level as to where you've cut to, or otherwise it's not going to stand. The next bit you need to do is to start to take off these little bits here. Depends on which egg boxes you've got. Some of them will have them, some of them won't. Don't worry if you haven't got them. It's not important. It actually makes life a little easier for you. Once you've done all that, you can just carefully trim off the other little bits, make it a little bit neater for our scarab beetle shape. Put those to one side. Right, this next bit, you might need an extra pair of hands because it can be a little fiddly. So using some sellotape and pinching them all together, we're going to start to stick our sides and hopefully get our beetle shape that we want. Okay, so pinch it down, make sure it's all stuck. It can be a little awkward in that they will pop open, so you might need a little bit more extra tape. Don't worry about it. So squeezing it together, fasten it all down. Give it another squeeze just to make sure. Now, I've got 3 sections that need taping. You might only have 2, maybe 1. Don't worry. Use a little bit extra tape if you need to. But ultimately, it's just making sure that you are happy with your shape. Stick down on the sides or cut them off, trim them, however you want to do it. I'm just doing this quickly so you can see where to get to. Right, next bit, colouring. So I'm using paint. If you haven't got any paint, you can use just normal colours, crayons, anything you've got just to give it a little bit more colour. Now you need to put quite a bit on. The cardboard will soak it up. Once you've done that, pop it to one side, and now we need to start on the head and legs. So you can do it with little pincers and make sure you have 6 legs. Now I will put this template into our comments page. Don't worry, you don't have to follow it, you can do your own. The most important bit there when you're doing the head is making sure that we have our tab. This is the most important bit because it's got to help you stick it to the body. I'm just going to quickly draw some legs. They're just little ticks. Like I said, we'll put our template in, but if you want to draw your own, fantastic, go ahead. You might even want to try and find something else for you to use as a head and legs. If you've got googly eyes, even better. Give it a little bit more character. Okay, so when you're cutting these out, be really careful with fingers again. If you want to get some help from an adult, do. Makes life a little bit easier so they can cut it out while you're concentrating on painting. That's always a good one. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly chop around the head. You can take your time doing this and make it really neat. We're excited to see how your creations turn out. You'll have to send us some of your pictures. We'd love to see them. Okay, so it's, again, a little bit faffy, but don't worry. Just make sure that you don't chop off the tab. That's the most important bit. Okay. And that's it. And then our next bit. So once you've got your head and you're happy with it, you're going to need a little bit of tape. Okay. And fold over the tab, because this is what's going to stick on the underside, and do the same on the leg as well. So just fold a little bit over. Okay, grab your tape. Now you don't need a lot, so just a little bit, and this is where you need to get it right. So what you need to do is make sure you folded it over, face it away from you, and then stick your tape to the back of it. Make sure the sticky bit will go to the underside of your body, like this. Okay, give it a good press. Make sure it's firmly secure. Don't want him falling off. And then do the same with your leg. It's up to you where you pop your legs. You can do them so they're all equal, or you can do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. It's entirely up to you. Just make sure that, again, with the tab, stick a bit to the inside. Okay, like that. And then hopefully, mine looks a bit rich, but yours will look fabulous. Looking forward to see it. Okay, the next bit then. So our salt dough. We will put our recipe in our comments as well for you to use. What you need to do is get a bit, roll it around in a ball, pinch a little bit off, as much or as little as you want. Remember, we said they come in all different shapes and sizes. So squish it around until you're happy with the shape. It can look something like this, or you can make it completely round. It's entirely up to you. So once you're happy, get your pencil and then start to put on your design. Now, I'm using a pencil, but if you've got something else like lollipop stick or a spoon, you can just gently press it down. I'm just doing the centre there, and then I'm just going to go around the top to make the head. And then once you're happy with it, what you'll need to do is you'll need to let it dry for about a day, just to make sure it's completely dry, and then you can paint it. So send us your pictures. We'd love to see them, and happy creating.